Hi, my name is Arundhati, and today we are going to learn a very interesting concept on light. We already know a lot about light, and especially that light travels in a straight line. But can light perform a magic trick? Let's start the concept with a magic trick. Okay, so I have a glass of water with me, a transparent glass of water, and I have an arrow with me. And as you can see, this arrow is right now pointing towards the left hand direction. But as soon as I bring it behind the glass, carefully observe what's going to happen to the direction of this arrow. And I want all of you to try it with me. Okay, so here goes. Woohoo, what happened? As you can see, the direction of the arrow has reversed. So instead of pointing towards the left hand direction, it was now pointing towards the right hand direction. Cool magic trick. How was it able to do it? It's because of a phenomena we call the refraction of light or the bending of light. So before we move into the depth of this topic, let's see where else do we observe bending of light. Let's take torch for an instance. We all know what happens in a torch, right? What is torch able to do? It is able to give us a wide and a beam of light so that we can see across the room when there is no electricity. And how does a torch do that? We know that there is a bulb fit inside and there is this transparent glass. So the bulb is going to give a straight beam of light, and this transparent glass is going to scatter the beam of light. On the contrary, if we are taking a magnifying glass and we flash our torch on this magnifying glass, what is it able to do? Can you see? It is able to focus the light at a point. So what a torch is able to do is that it is able to diverge the beam of light, while a magnifying glass is able to converge the beam of light. So in both the cases, what is common? Two things are common. One thing is that both are using a transparent glass. And the second thing that's common is both are causing the light to bend. So here we were talking about the beam of light. But let's see what happens to a ray of light to understand exactly what happens in refraction of light. So I have a diagram here with me for you to better understand what happens. So let's say this is a glass slab. And this is the ray of light which we are going to be talking about. So right now the ray of light is traveling in air and it hits the glass slab. As soon as it hits the glass slab, instead of traveling in the same straight path, it bends and changes its path. And the point that you have to notice is that it is changing material. So before it was traveling in air, but here it travels in glass. And that is what is causing the light to bend. So broadly, the definition of refraction is that refraction of light is actually the bending of light which is caused when light travels from one medium to another medium. Now you must be thinking that, ma'am, why is this refraction even taking place and why is the light even bending? So let's take a very cool example for that. Let's say that you are riding a bicycle and you start from your home, you want to reach your school and you are running a bit late. So you might have to ride your cycle a little faster. So when there is an empty road, you're able to go at a very fast rate. But if you encounter a traffic jam, would you travel at the same speed? No, right? You're going to have to slow down, or maybe you have to take a shorter route or ride between the vehicles to reach your school on time. That is exactly what happens with light as well. So when light is traveling in air, it is able to travel at its very high speed because the particles are away from each other. So it's an empty road. But as soon as it enters the glass, it encounters a traffic jam because the particles are very close to each other. So it is going to have to bend or take a shorter route in order to make up the lost time. That is what happens in refraction of light. And I hope that the concept is clear to you. So I'm going to have to leave you with at least two questions for you to think about if you have really understood the concept. The first question is that, can you cause a paper to catch fire using refraction? If yes, then how, and explain it to me. And I will give you a hint, it might have to do something with a magnifying glass. The second question is, sometimes a swimming pool appears shallow or less deep. Why is that? And how does that happen? Think about it. And of course, a bonus question is, you would have to tell me how exactly the direction of this arrow was reversed because of this glass of water. Can you answer that question now? Think about it. Thank you. Bye-bye.